It is a mouth-watering match at Tynecastle in the Premiership this evening. Hearts versus Aberdeen. A chance to lay down a marker for both sides in round one of the Premiership. So let's settle in and enjoy this one on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with our commentary team of Craig Levine, Willie Miller and Rob McLean.
Cheers, Andy. Yeah, it's a really intriguing matchup, this, to round off the opening Premiership weekend of the season. So far we've seen wins for Hibs and Celtic, those draws at Rugby Park, Fir Park and the Falkirk Stadium, and now the meeting of Hearts and Aberdeen. Hearts under new management with big investment, big ambitions. Can they back that up? Can they turn around from last season, which was pretty underwhelming from a Gorgie point of view, and they need to be a whole lot better this time around, and the odds are on them being a whole lot better with Derek McInnes running the show. As for Aberdeen, well, the whole perception of last season changed with that win at Hampden in the Scottish Cup final, and that was a happy ending to a worrying spell of form and results after that incredible start to the campaign. What is the real Aberdeen Football Club? Well, we might get a little hint tonight about what they've put together in the close season. Was that cup win papering over the cracks, or are they making big strides forward under Jimmy Tilleen? It does look like a squad that still needs a little bit of work to be done, and you do wonder about what is in reserve in the attacking positions on the bench tonight. Not very much for Aberdeen by the looks of it, whereas Hearts look to be putting together a really strong squad. How is this going to go on opening night in the Premiership for these two? Aberdeen in their all white and gold trimmings, change strip. Hearts in their traditional colours, and as you can hear in the background, it is a crackling atmosphere. Hearts already with those 4 League Cup wins on the board, 16 goals scored, only 1 conceded, feeling good about themselves. Will that trend continue? Nick Walsh is the referee. And Hearts against Aberdeen is underway at Tynecastle, and it's the kick for touch from the Aberdeen kick-off as Aberdeen look to immediately get themselves up the pitch. Harry Milne with the throw-in for the Tynecastle team. You've heard from Derek McInnes that he doesn't have all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle available to him quite yet, but Hearts have been able to make some significant additions to their squad as Alexander Jensen heads the ball out. If you just joined us, it's an Aberdeen side tonight with 7 of the Cup final heroes starting, and competitive debuts for 3 of the summer signings. Mats Knuster clearing for Aberdeen up to Yengi, an imposing figure wearing number 9. The ball heading in the other direction, and real pressure from Claudio Braga on Jack Milne. Got the better of him on the byline, fired the ball in, and Aberdeen having to scramble it away, which they do. Now it's Milanovic, and it's a high-octane opening to this game at Tynecastle, Craig.
Yeah, and Braga's got a connection with the supporters already. I mean, I watched the Sunderland game, and he's been brilliant since he arrived, but he plays with real aggression. He's not the tallest, he's not the quickest, but he's very aggressive and very skillful. And
he's got 3 goals already to his name. Same goes for Lawrence Shankland, off to a good scoring start. Spittle plays the ball forward, probing again at the Aberdeen defence, bounces off Jack Milne, and out for a Hearts throw-in, left-hand side, midway into Aberdeen territory. Back it goes to Stuart Findlay wearing 19. Halkett, the middleman of the Hearts, back 3, and Frankie Kent is on the right side of that defensive setup. Hearts already applying pressure to Aberdeen. Into the feet of Braga, who's bundled over by Sivert Nielsen. The referee ruling that the ball had already gone, doesn't give the free kick, but it's a pretty aimless ball forward from the team in white anyway, all the way through to Xander Clark. Hearts 0, Aberdeen 0 early on at Tynecastle, and again Hearts shifting it forward pretty quickly. Clarkson with the drilled pass, but it's intercepted with a pretty sharp bit of defending from Frankie Kent. Early thoughts of Willie Miller?
I think it's about dealing with the atmosphere as well, isn't it? I mean, the fans are up for it. The players kind of, get in line with the fans, and they're moving very quickly. They're enthusiastic. It's quite physical at times. It's not a slow build-up. It's released, forward early, and Aberdeen have just got to make sure that they've got enough composure to deal with it. They've got Nielsen there, I feel, in the midfield. Good talker in the midfield. He communicates really well. Graham Shinney at left back as well. So they've got that experience, but they've got new players too, and they'll have not tasted this atmosphere. So it's important from an Aberdeen point of view that they settle down and they have that composure. From a Hearts point of view, I think they want to make it as difficult as possible for Aberdeen as early as possible in this game.
I wonder if there's a little difference here already in terms of competitive football. Hearts looking pretty sharp and looking to do some damage early on, and Aberdeen defensively, Craig, maybe just a little bit edgy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see young Jack Milne playing. He was on loan at Brecon for a while. I think he was a midfield player at that time.
Sitting midfield, yeah.
That's right, yeah. And it's good to see him progressing to get into the first team, but he's inexperienced. He's got a lot of good qualities, and I think he's going to be a good player, but he's going to be a tough gig for him against Shankland and Braga tonight.
The ball out underneath us for an Aberdeen throw on halfway as Jimmy Tilley's Jim just looked to settle into this. And of course, being a European qualifier, not featuring in the League Cup group stages, so this is their first competitive outing. Jensen on the ball into the middle where Clarkson finds a little bit of room, and Graham Shinney appears up alongside him, getting down the left. Ashish is over on that side, on loan from Sunderland, looking lively, looking to get involved. The driving run from Shinney, the ball to the byline for Milanovic, and he hits it beyond the back post with Yengi waiting in the middle. The first flurry in the final third from Aberdeen.
I think the problem was Yengi made the run to the near post. In fact, it was beyond the near post when the cross came in. If he'd have been a little bit cuter and drifted towards the back post, he might have been found with that cross ball down the left-hand side. Good play from Graham Shinney as well. So Aberdeen beginning to settle down a little bit.
Clarkson chips one down the middle. Yengi for a moment had half a chance, cleared only as far as Ashish, and he couldn't quite catch the shot from the edge of the area, and it dribbles wide of target. Aberdeen getting down to business.
Yengi should have done much better in that situation. I mean, he's got a great chance to score if he gets the ball under control.
It's a delightful little clip, isn't it, from Clarkson, Leighton Clarkson. We know that he's capable of doing that, but yeah, Yengi he has to just caress that ball and get it in front of himself. Yeah. He's totally through.
It wasn't a difficult situation for him.
Yeah, he's got presence about him, certainly up front, but we'll reserve judgment on his touch, because he needed a better touch there. If he got anything like control of the ball, he had to be getting a shot away. It was a promising moment for Aberdeen. Milne to Jensen, right-hand side. Spittle was closing down, and the presence of Shankland against Milne means Hearts have won possession. The ball clipped out wide, and covering across is Canusta, and winning the throw in close to the corner flag. We've played 6.5 minutes. Hearts 0, Aberdeen 0 on Sportsound BBC Radio Scotland.
I think there's a balance to be had, in this atmosphere and the way Hearts are, and how they're up for the game, and they want to be energetic as well, and you're trying to take this thing out and understand what Jack Milne's trying to do there by But you've got Yengi. Why not, miss out the midfield and just hit the top?
Especially just now while it's frantic.
Early on. Yeah, early on, and it just gets you up the park and it takes the ball away from the danger end. Instead, he tries to build it up and it's intercepted. It's a high press, and all of a sudden, Hearts are on top of Aberdeen and making it difficult down the right-hand side.
In possession, Alexander Jensen. Sivert Nielsen in the middle of the park. Clarkson, meantime, drifting across to the right. Back it goes to Milne. Milne and Knuster is the central defensive pairing. Now Shinnie at left back, and his pass takes a nick off of Sheen McEntee and out for an Aberdeen throw-in on the far side. Aberdeen finding out today that they will play either FCSB, the club formerly known as Steaua Bucharest, or Brita of Kosovo in the Europa League playoff. Guaranteed, of course, European group stage football. Even if they don't win that tie, they will drop into the conference. Knuster in possession, goalless at Tynecastle. Nielsen with the pass round the corner. Keskinen fighting to hold on to possession. It's given away by Nielsen's pass straight at McEntee. Won back by Milanovic. And now Jensen for Aberdeen. Milanovic stepping in off the right-hand side. Devlin goes down. Free kick given. Hearts fans on their feet.
If he'd taken a breath, the referee, I think he might let it run. The Hearts supporters are annoyed that it's been brought back when Shanklin had been released down this left-hand side.
Yeah, play a little bit of advantage, I would suggest, in that case. I think Nick Walsh was
but hasty,
way
would
too
you say?
quick. Yeah, way too quick.
Nick Walsh just needed to take a beat. And that's a foul on the far side by the over-eager Knuster. He was too zealous in his attempts to get at the ball. The only way he was going to get at the ball was through Shanklin. So free kick for Hearts out on the right-hand side. First set piece of the game in the 10th minute. Hearts 0, Aberdeen 0.
That's an opportunity for Hearts, isn't it, to get the defence tested, although they've got good height there, Aberdeen. Got Knuster, got Yengi
quite an
back
even
there.
match, I think, isn't
Two,
it?
yeah. So, they should be able to deal with it, but time will tell.
Here comes the Hearts free kick from the right-hand side. Lots of air on it towards the back post, but nobody attacking it in maroon. And Jack Milne responding to the shout, just ducks underneath it and it bounces behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Finlay was trying to block to allow Halkett to get into the back post area, and after Finlay did block, he should have himself continued his run because he would have been free in the back area.
Hearts with lots of new personnel. The likes of Penrice and Grant have gone, but they've been busy on the recruitment front. In goes Shinnie, having overrun it. Now Spittle for Hearts with a lovely curling ball wide for Braga, who tries to cut inside, then outside. He's away from Knuster. He dinks it back in, and the diving header is saved by Mitov. It's still in with a big chance, and
Hearts, I think it's an own goal.
Go in front, and it's going to be an own goal. I'm pretty sure Aberdeen hoped they were getting away with that when Mitov made the save, but when it was played back in by Milne, it's gone in off Graham Shinnie. It's an own goal, and Hearts go in front against Aberdeen.
It is. It's a really difficult situation. I felt that Knuster initially, I worry about players and their footwear and how he manages to slip in such a crucial area when it goes down the left-hand side there. And then the ball drilled across, and it's like bagatelle, isn't it? A really good save, I felt, from Mitov, but then it pops out to the left-hand side. It's drilled across the face of the goal. Shinnie's trying to get back. He's facing his own goal, and he manages to divert it into the back of the net.
It was a good ball in, Willie, by Milne. He should have a little bit of composure, and they just put it into a dangerous area. Aberdeen players running back towards their own goal, and you know yourself, it's a very difficult situation to make a clearance when you're 3 yards away from your own goal line. But
it did all stem from some really good play from Claudio Braga, And also, as you said, Willie, Canuster losing his footing as Braga was trying to turn inside. Then he went outside, and that's where Aberdeen's problem started.
Without doubt, even started earlier than that, Rob, because I feel that Graham Shinnie is coming away in off the left back. He's done that in 2 or 3 occasions, and Hearts have just pinged the ball out there, and Braga's drifting in behind, and that's exactly what he did. But that really, it does your head in a little bit, Craig, to see inside the box, 1v1, such a crucial time to lose your footing, and he didn't even recover particularly well either.
No, he didn't. I mean, I thought Braga did really well, to be honest. I thought he's playing with a really sort of gritty attitude, and he's very, very competitive. But he's also, as I said earlier, very skillful.
He wants to take defenders on.
Yeah, he's exciting. That's what the punter's like.
And as a defender, you don't want to follow him, want to take you on.
No.
And that's what he did. That's what he did to Canuster. Although I think the slip allowed him to actually give him more time to hit the byline and then, pop the ball across the face of the goal.
And as Craig said, great ball in from Harry Milne. It was always going to take a bit of defending, and it's gone in off Graham Shinnie. And Hearts have their noses in front, and they do have a very business-like look about them, the Tynecastle team, as McEntee puts on a bit of pressure. The ball breaks to Braga, his shot blocked. Milne! What a hit from Harry Milne! It cannons back off the connection of bar and post, and that's a fraction away from Hearts having a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, I mean, what a strike. We were right behind it. I mean, the ball looked, for me, it looked like it was going in. It beat Mitov, which is pretty difficult to do. But it hits off the bar, and I think Aberdeen got away with one there.
Oh, they definitely did. I mean, it was a magnificent strike from Milne, wasn't it? With outside of the left peg, and it's got a curl in it as well. And Mitov's just watching it. He's not moving. There's no way he's
too much power in it for him.
Yeah. And it's just hit the junction of crossbar and post, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just not stopping that.
No.
If it's on target, and it very nearly was from the former Cove Rangers player, very nearly scoring against Aberdeen. And even at this early stage, it could be a long way back from going 2 goals behind.
Yeah, it could be. A huge blow losing that first goal. It's one that could have been stopped, in my opinion. There was too many errors in the defensive side for Aberdeen. Very good play from Hearts, not taking anything away from them. But Hearts have got their tails up, and it's going to be really difficult for Aberdeen now to show the composure, to get control of the game. They've had no control really so far, so it's an uphill battle for them.
Yengi has to do better in these aerial duels against Halka. Halka's won every header so far.
There's a real aggression about Hearts right around the pitch at the moment as Milanovic gets in behind. Right-hand side, it bounces off Yengi. Didn't know too much about it. Then it bounces off the post. Very nearly 1-1, and play quickly, heading down in the other direction. And Canuster cleans up with Braga, again looking to get onto that loose ball. Well, the frame of the goal struck at either end in the space of a couple of minutes.
This is good, Willie.
It's very entertaining, isn't it? I think both sets of fans are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Milanovic it was with the cross, wasn't it? And Yengi, he didn't know too much about it.
Yeah, he's got to do better.
He's got to be sharp. He's got to open his foot up. I felt it kind of came off. It came off his leg rather than him, being able to get himself in a position where he could make, a better job of putting it towards. He was unfortunate, but it would have been a bit of good fortune if it had ended up in the back of the net.
It just seemed to bounce off him rather than him actually proactively trying to get the shot in and goal.
There was no intention, you know what I mean? Just trying to throw a leg at the ball, wasn't rather than guide it into the net. 16
lively minutes gone at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0. Could have been 2-0, could have been 1-1. Free kick on halfway. Craig Halkett squares it to Stuart Finlay. A significant addition to the Hearts squad. Derek McInnes knows all about him. The ball curled down the line for Hearts, this time too much on it. But there's the applause from the Hearts fans, which recognises a really impressive opening to the game from their team. Great tempo about Hearts, and yet Aberdeen could have equalised just moments ago. Xander Clark was scrambling across as the ball just bounced off the upright. But here go Hearts again, with Claudio Braga very much involved in the game, and the Hearts fans have taken to him already.
You know what I'll be saying to Graham Shinnie? Sit in that space, because Braga is going out there and Canuster is having to follow him out there, so you've then got a centre-back playing at left-back and Shinnie being in almost in the midfield area, picking up players. There's too much room from an Aberdeen point of view. I'm talking about down the Aberdeen left-hand side, and Hearts are exploiting it.
Shinnie under pressure.
Hearts are also doing what Derek quite often does. He's got man for man at goal kicks. So he's playing 4v4 at the back, and that leaves another player in midfield. So if you make first contact, which Halkett does, invariably the ball lands with a Hearts player, and then they can start attacking again from there.
This is a serious test at Tynecastle for Aberdeen already.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Yellow card is flashed on the far side for the challenge on Graham Shinnie.
It's Yengi, isn't it, that's down, actually, Rob? But it's a good challenge. Who was it that got booked from Hearts?
Frankie Kent booked.
Frankie Kent. The thing about
a perfectly good challenge.
The thing about it, he's low, he's on the ground.
He's not hurting the
ball
opponent.
goes exactly the other end of the park. It's a great challenge, and what are they saying? There's too much force in it.
Yeah, that's probably the one that they'll use. Yeah,
nonsense.
So it's a yellow card against Kent, and it's a chance for Aberdeen to get the ball in the box. Well, Storm Flores having a little bit of impact as Milanovic tries to get the ball secured on the Tynecastle turf. In comes the free kick, and straight at Xander Clark it went, but it's going to have to be retaken, I think.
The ball was moving, it was moving. You don't get your heel into the surface and allow the ball to get a little bit of grip on the surface. I think it's Milanovic out there, isn't it? That's, looking to curl it in. Oh well.
It's taken short instead, fired in by Ashish, but doesn't really ask any serious questions of Hearts defensively. 20 minutes gone. Sportsound, BBC Radio Scotland. Long ball from Jensen. Topi Keskinen was trying to get there, but it was a pretty blatant push on a Hearts defender as he tried to get there.
That's a bit frustrating, that, isn't it? You know, the ball's played in a reasonably dangerous area, but Keskinen just, pushes the defender to the ground, and it takes the pressure off.
Yeah, you've got the big guys up from the back, and you've got a chance to threaten the opponent's goal, and it's just stupid, isn't it?
Another blast of the referee's whistle. Not sure what his problem is this time. I think just a little bit going on off the ball between Milne and Braga. And one more time for the free kick from Xander Clark. Launches it downfield. Hearts a goal to the good, courtesy of Graham Shinnie's own goal. Stop-start at the moment. Another free kick on halfway. Blair Spittle to take it. And the Hearts fans are lapping up what they're seeing here so far. Just about midway through the first half. The white line of Aberdeen defenders, a couple of yards outside the penalty box. Spittle with the free kick, flighted in by the Hearts midfielder. The ball knocked down and cleared by Jensen. Tries again to get it away. Scrappy stuff at the edge of the area. Finally, Clarkson does find a pass to pick out Milanovic. Good feet, good balance from Aberdeen's number 11. Good bit of play from him. He's clattered to the ground in the end.
It's really good skill, though, isn't it, from Milanovic? Really excellent close control. 3-4 players round about him. Eventually, he wins the free kick. I thought it was free kick, maybe not a strong free kick, but it certainly put him off his momentum, knocked him to the ground. But fantastic skill, I felt, to take on
it was good.
the three Hearts players.
I just noticed the referee having a word with Devlin there. I think he's, you know what he's like.
Are you surprised, Craig?
I'd be surprised if a game goes by where the referee doesn't have a word with him.
Certainly Nicholas Milanovic for Aberdeen want to catch the eye in the early stages. As Hearts move the ball across the back line, right to left. Findlay plays it forward. Spittle knocked off the ball. Jensen plays it in, looking for Yengi. Ashish tries to get on the loose ball. Has it now. Good feet from him. Good challenge though from Kent. The ball breaks out towards Shinnie just outside the area. And it was a crunching challenge, really good challenge from Oisin McEntee. Good defending, and now Hearts look to get forward with Borgerink. Forward it goes from Aberdeen towards Yengi and all the way through to Xander Clark.
It's a bit scrappy, but I love the intent,
Yeah,
everybody's going in with wholeheartedly for challenges, and no quarter given.
No, maybe a walk back in time, actually, when you're looking at some of the challenges. And really good challenges as well. Nothing wrong with them.
No, not at all.
Really disappointing about that booking earlier on. Because for me, I thought it was a good challenge, and the game's better for it. There's nobody getting out there trying to hurt an opponent. They're just trying to win the ball. Every challenge is for the ball, and most of them have been won very cleanly.
In games like this, Willie, your senses get heightened with if there's constant contact. You're actually watching for it.
Crossfield from Borgervink to Milne, skimmed off the head of Milanovic. He couldn't quite stop it, finding its target, out for a throw-in eventually. And Milne back to Findlay. Craig Halkett with a couple of League Cup goals to his credit already in the last couple of weeks. Has the ball again from Kent. The diagonal this time from Halkett, picking out Milne, sets it up first time for Spittle. In it goes, stabbed away by Milne. Then it's Nielsen, but it's collected by Devlin. And Hearts keep on coming at Aberdeen, looking for a second goal. Stuart Findlay on the left-hand side. Halkett. Borgervink, the Norwegian, right-hand side. Snapping into the challenge for Aberdeen was Sivert Heltney Nielsen, and the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side.
It's most unlike Shanklin there to miss control. Usually the balls come into his feet. That midfield there is really secure.
25 minutes gone, Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0 in the last match of the Premiership weekend. Played up towards Braga, and it was Canuster who got the decision on the throw on the far side. It's going to have to be retaken as Nick Walsh is having words with Lawrence Shankland.
Yeah, he's had to go at the linesman, hasn't he? Personally, I thought he had a point. I thought it was
a Hearts
free kick.
well.
I thought it was a Heart. Well, not a free kick, but I thought that it went out off an Aberdeen player rather than a Hearts player. But I'm too far away to give him advice.
Never stopped you before.
I haven't stopped it before. You're right.
It's more really good play from Claudio Braga. His touch and his balance, and as he turned away from Canuster, the Aberdeen defender was committed to the challenge. He's taken him out, and the result is that Hearts have got a free kick on the right-hand side, and Braga is enjoying his night.
He's good at doing that, Nielsen. He's good at giving away, fouls, important fouls.
Yeah.
Just to calm things down when and he gets away with it. He seems to get away with it time and time again.
If you don't act aggressively after the challenge, you tend to get away with it.
Milne leaves it. Spittle with the free kick, played in, headed away by Milanovic. Findlay with a great cross ball from the left-hand side. What an opportunity that was for Frankie Kent to nod in a second goal for Hearts. He got a glancing header on it, and it went wide of target.
Just not enough on the ball, basically. I mean, he got more his head to the ball. I think it's a goal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's not far out. He's inside the 6-yard box, isn't he? And I don't know. He's maybe just trying to be too cute with it.
I think he should have scored, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought he'd just go and meet the ball, you know, with the forehead. He's trying to let it slide off his forehead and go into the far corner instead of just putting a bit of power behind it.
What a ball in it was from Stuart Findlay.
The pace was on the ball, wasn't it? All he needed was get the right contact.
It was a terrific ball in from Stuart Findlay. It was screaming out for the finishing touch, and Frankie Kent knows he should have been scoring. So already, in addition to the Great Shinny own goal, there's been that pile driver from Harry Milne, which cracked back off the frame of the goal, and that big chance for Kent. Another chance to make it 2. Up at the other end, it was Yengi going closest so far for Aberdeen with that effort that came back off the post. Milne gets the better of Milanovic, laid off by Shanklin for Braga, left-hand side, Claudio Braga. Back goes Milanovic to try to get Aberdeen out of trouble, but he fires his clearance straight at Findlay into the middle of the pitch for Kent. Back on halfway, Halkett. And now Stuart Findlay again having a big influence on the left side, not just in defence but getting forward as well, and supporting Milne down that side, who works a 1-2 or tries to with Spittle, but it will be intercepted by Jensen and cleared by Jack Milne. Up towards Yengi with the layoff. Now Aushish, who flicks it back, just hoping Yengi was going to be there, and it all breaks down for Aberdeen, and Xander Clark clears.
Yeah, he's got to be better with the ball. Aushish there. He's got plenty of time to take another touch and look up and decide what his options. He had a couple of options. He had Keskinen, you know, coming in off the left. He had Yengi going, you know, a more direct route. But
I haven't seen him only in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he's not had an impact at all.
No. And he just flicked that pass, hopefully, rather than with any great intent. Out it goes towards Milne, who slips for Hearts. Jensen inside to Kusini Yengi on halfway, leaves it to Nielsen. Nielsen for Graham Shinnie on the left side for Aberdeen, trailing by a 1-0. Clarkson hurries a pass and gives it away. And that's been a recurring theme for Aberdeen when they've been in possession, just a lack of assertion at times, and a lack of a plan really when they're moving forward. Milanovic has looked the brightest thing for them so far. Back from Jensen to Nielsen and back again, but it's all broken up by Devlin for Hearts, and now Spittle. Milne left side. Hearts looking to run the show and still leading after half an hour by a 0-0. Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. And Hearts are continuing with the momentum they've already found in the League Cup games, scoring goals for fun and offering their fans a tantalising prospect of how this season might just pan out for them. And what the Gorgie faithful want is a season a whole lot better than last campaign was. Kent's header down, Devlin tidies up effectively, as he so often does. Aberdeen working hard to win it back. Shinnie has to settle for a throw-in. Just next to the Tynecastle tunnel. Shinnie, who lifted the Scottish Cup 10 weeks ago.
Is it that long ago?
What does it feel like, Willie?
Well, after 35 years, it's a bit of a relief.
And Shinnie it is, looking to win the ball, which he does on the left side for Nielsen. And Aberdeen look to create something here with Milanovic and Ashish, and Shinnie trying to force a pass through. And it was Borgrevinck, the Norwegian, who intercepted. And the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side, close to the corner flag. Hearts a goal up at Tynecastle as Derek McInnes looks to get off to a winning start in the Premiership. Jack Milne to Alexander Jensen, gets the ball back from Milanovic, makes an angled run into the middle, does the Swede. Now with Clarkson, lovely flighted pass wide right from Milanovic, jinking his way into the box, chips it in, blocked, laid back to Alexander Jensen. His cross is blocked by Devlin. Shinnie tries to thread it through for Ashish. He's denied. Aberdeen still in possession with Clarkson. Left side it goes to Keskinen. Clarkson again looking to be influential. Jack Milne. Jensen with a nice little change of direction, and he was blocked out of it by Harry Milne. That will be a free kick. Just about 15 yards in from the touchline, right-hand side, as Aberdeen chase an equaliser at Tynecastle.
It's a good little spell for Aberdeen, isn't it? Some nice play. I think Leighton Clarkson, you know, at the centre of it as well, spraying the passes.
He drops down into that deeper role,
does,
doesn't he?
yeah.
And he links things up when he does that.
And his range of passes is exceptional too.
It's going to be Clarkson with the free kick for Aberdeen. 11 minutes away from half-time, deflection on it, into the box it goes. Fed back out towards Ashish, who looked uncertain about what he was going to do with it. Hasn't really had the impact that Aberdeen were looking for. Jensen gets a header forward. Knuster flicks it further on. Hearts have it back. And it's a foul by Yengi, and the Hearts fans are screaming for a yellow card against Aberdeen's number 9.
I don't understand that. How that isn't a yellow card. I mean, that's a ridiculous decision.
I've got to agree with you. I mean, he just pulls the player back, doesn't he? You know, it's deliberate. It stops the play as well. So it should have been a yellow card.
Keskinen with a darting run down the left-hand side. The ball goes out, but it's gone out off the fin, and it's going to be a Hearts throw-in. Harry Milne with Jensen trying to shut him down. Down the left side for Hearts it goes, and Jack Milne heads the ball out of play. Nothing else he could do with Braga at close quarters. Inside the last 10 minutes of the first half. And you'd have to think Hearts well worthy of their 1-0 advantage at this stage. Could have been a bigger lead. Aberdeen will be happy to be in touch as Kent plays a big diagonal towards Harry Milne, maybe just slightly too big, couldn't get his head to it, and the ball goes out for a throw-in. Alexander Jensen to take it up towards Yengi. The ball bounces out off Findlay. Jensen again to Ashish, hook down the right side. Yengi doesn't get there, Halkett does. In the middle, Ashish runs a good header. Keskinen on to Shinnie. Shinnie with a driving run, hits the deck. No free kick. Devlin into the challenge to win it, and he's now rolling about on the deck. Cammy Devlin. A blast of the whistle from Nick Walsh. Checks on how Devlin is.
He doesn't normally stay down, does he?
No.
He looks like he's hurt.
I think it was of his own making, no.
Yeah,
Craig,
I don't know what he was trying to do,
Yeah.
because he kind of folded his legs back the way when he was making the tackle.
Yeah, it wasn't a clean challenge.
No, it wasn't.
By any
It wasn't.
means.
It was unorthodox, to say the least.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering what Yengi's actually bringing to the Aberdeen team. And the answer that I'm coming up with is not much, if anything. I just think he's wandering about there, and he's had no impression trying to close the back three down. He's had no real impression of
He's not one
trying
ahead
to take the ball in. He's not one ahead, absolutely. So, and he's a big unit as well. You expect them to, win the aerial battle and perhaps a physical battle. But so far, I haven't seen it. It's early in his Aberdeen career, but to be convinced.
It was a little tussle with Clarkson in which Devlin picked up that injury. Hearts on the attack with Braga. It's a great ball towards Lauren Shankland, and it was a great cutout inside the penalty box by Mats Knuster. He had to get that because it was heading for Hearts number 9. Clarkson in possession, picking the ball up deep and finding Jensen on the right. He had a look forward there, Alexander Jensen, didn't see too much happening, and give it straight back to Clarkson. Knuster curls it down the line, left-hand side, headed away by Kent towards Braga. As a real handful, always when the ball is played into his feet. Free kick against Graham Shinnie on that far side as down went Borgrevinck.
Well, this is like going back 40 years watching.
That's right, yeah. It's a walk down memory lane, isn't it? With the aggression that's been
every
shown
challenge.
out there.
Every challenge.
The players aren't getting any time at all on the ball. Listen, it's good entertainment. The fans seem to be enjoying it as well. There's always something happening. The referee has been okay. I wouldn't say he's caught everything. He's made a couple of decisions that we didn't agree with. But when it's as fiery as that, then it maybe is one of these games that he's just letting it go. Letting it go.
Kent fires a free kick forward for Hearts, flicked on by Spittle. Cleared by Milanovic, goes out off Jensen. 18,677 inside Tynecastle for this one. In comes the milled crossball. It's another great delivery, and it was hard work for Aberdeen to get that away. Here come the home team again. Kent's crossball towards the back post, just gets away from Shankland and goes out for a throw-in close to the corner flag. We've seen some really good deliveries into the box from Hearts.
Yeah, I think Milne has been exceptional in terms of whipping these balls in, making it really difficult to defend. A little bit of good fortune I felt there. But he's dangerous.
Jensen throw down the line. Yengi loses another header. He's not won much in his aerial tussles so far. Jimmy Tillene will want him to have much more impact than he's had so far. He looks as if he should be a great target, but not too much is stuck when it's been played up in his direction.
No, and he hasn't had too much company as well. You've got to try and get players up beside them too, to link up with them. And
it's all been a bit disjointed, hasn't it, that front four?
I think so. Tuppy Kessinen, you haven't seen him on the ball at all. Milanovic is the one that looks a player. The other three have been rather anonymous, I would suggest.
Wow, what a ball Sivert Nielsen has just given Alexander Jensen back from the throw-in. He tried to cushion it back to him, and it was mission impossible to try and keep that in. It's gone out for a Hearts throw.
The whole idea from a throw-in is to keep possession as well, isn't it? You don't have to do it.
It's just careless, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The ball with Kent in the centre circle. Borgrevinck is the right wing back, and Hearts shuttle it back across the back line, looking very confident and commanding so far, Hearts, and they'll feel they're worth more than just this one goal lead. Milne left side, another great ball in. It goes beyond Shinnie, and in the end. It was Borgravink who had a swing at it, right side of the box, and well off target. But yet again, a cross ball from Hearts, proving a really searching examination for Aberdeen defensively.
Yeah, they've been unfortunate, I felt, with the crosses from Milne. He just hasn't picked. It's not that you want to pick out.
No, it's an area you want to
hit. It's just maybe the attacking players haven't been in the right position.
I think that's more the case than the quality of the ball.
Yeah.
Halkett beats Yengi again. And the ball ends up back with Xander Clark, who's in a pretty quiet first half. Apart from watching that effort from Yengi, and Aberdeen's number 9 didn't really know too much about it. It just bounced off him and then back off the post. But other than that, no real threats on the Hearts goal, and I don't think you can say that about what's been happening down at the other end, as Aberdeen again lose possession in the midfield very cheaply. Stuart Findlay cuts inside, squares it to Spittle, thought about the shot. Kent, Borgravink, right side, and his cross comes off Canuster and goes behind for a corner kick, and heading for half-time. Hearts are pushing for a second goal here.
I think of the two managers, I think Derek will be happier to an extent. He'll be unhappy that they aren't further in front, but he'll be happy with the performance for sure. Jimmy, I think he's got to be disappointed in his front players, because they've provided nothing really, will they, have they?
No, nothing at all. That'll be interesting to see what he does at half-time.
Cross ball from Spittle towards the back post. Halkett knocks it down, and it was scrambled away by Canuster. I think Aberdeen will take half-time anytime you fancy for Jimmy Tilleen, because his team under big pressure here. And they are now 2 down as Lawrence Shankland slams a right footer into the top corner. And you can't say that Hearts don't deserve this sort of lead. Much the better team, and it's now a scoreline that's befitting of their supremacy so far.
I mean, for the ball to fall to anybody, because it was bouncing around a little bit, it lands at Shankland's feet, and you just know what's going to happen, don't you? I mean, he consistently finds the top corner of the net again and again and again. And Mitov's a top goalkeeper, but he couldn't get anywhere near that. A wonderful strike.
He's just watching it, isn't he, Mitov? It's no slight on him, because there's no way that he can do anything about the accuracy and the power of that curler. Checking something.
Checking a possible offside.
Must have been in the build-up then, because I mean he's just taken that down, and he's picked his spot, and he's drilled it into the far corner. Fabulous goal if it stands.
We're going to have a couple of minutes added to the first 45. And Aberdeen can't have any complaints really, because 1-0 didn't really tell the story, did it?
No, they've been disjointed. They haven't been a strong unit at all. They've had no outlet up front at all. Yengi's been disappointing. Keskinen has been non-existent. Sheesh has not been in the game, and at the back I think they're disjointed as well. Happy with Graham Shinney in the position that he's taken. Canuster ends up at left back most of the time, and they haven't competed against a very competitive Hearts side.
I think they're looking at Frankie Kent VAR for the possible offside, and it's obviously a tight call.
Was that prior to the goal, or
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't interfering with Mitov's line or anything like that, no?
No full details to come, but still a delay before the Hearts fans can go into serious celebration mode. It's one of those frustrating moments, and the goal is not going to stand. It's offside. Well, that is one massive boost for Aberdeen.
And the blow for Derek. I'm sure he's thinking that they should be well in front by now in this match, and yet they're going in 1-0 at half-time.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, we couldn't see the incident. We couldn't see, if Kent was offside or not. All we were watching was that ball rifling into the back of the net. When you score one like that, Shankland, for it to be knocked off because of someone in an offside position in the build-up or whatever, it'd be interesting to see it. We haven't seen a replay. We've not privy to a replay here, but it took them a long time to make the decision.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, Willie. I mean, obviously there has been something that they've looked at and decided that,
I think Halkett was partly offside earlier in the move.
Right, okay.
That's the ruling. And this first half is almost over, but not quite. Shankland with his back to goal. Aberdeen had the chance to get rid of that and didn't. And they might just pay. It's Braga. It's Bo Griffin with the cut back. And it's scrambled away by Clarkson. Well, Aberdeen are screaming for that half-time whistle to go.
A bit of work required at half-time, I would suggest, from the Aberdeen manager.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he makes immediate changes. Can't be happy.
Is that the fourth official speaking to both managers over there?
It is, I think, yeah.
To explain why that was ruled.
Yeah.
I think they're having a conversation.
And meantime, Hearts have got a throw in. And Aberdeen are desperate to hold out and keep their scoreline at 1-0 going in at the interval. Still a delay.
What can this be for? What's a delay for?
VAR having a look at something, we know not what at the moment. So this will be the last action, you would imagine, of the first half. A long throw in towards the near post. Canustra heads it away, then it's Devlin. All the way back from Cammy Devlin to Xander Clark. And having added nearly 4 minutes, we continue. Forward from the Hearts keeper. Headed on by Halkett. Aberdeen getting themselves in a funkle again. Braga with a shot at goal. Aberdeen survive.
Survive again. Skin in their teeth as well, isn't it? I mean, you're talking not defending properly, not being strong enough to, clear balls coming into your box and checking best to the physical battles.
Half-time at Tynecastle, and all the noise is coming from the Hearts supporters. Delighted with the performance. It's been commanding from their team. The big frustration is that they're not more than 1-0 in front. 1-0 thanks to Graham Shinney's own goal. Harry Milne's cutback went in off the Aberdeen captain. It could so easily have been 2-0. Just a fraction away was Harry Milne. What a strike with the outside of his left boot, and it rattled back off the connection of bar and post. Up the pitch went Aberdeen. We haven't seen them very much at all threatening in the final third, but from the Milanovic cutback, the ball bouncing off Yengi in the middle and then bouncing off the post. So it could have been 2-0, then it could have been 1-1. It stayed 1-0. Frankie Kent had a great chance from Findlay's cross. Should have scored with a header which he managed to glance wide of target. And then more drama right on half-time as VAR intervened. Lawrence Shankland having slammed in a right footer into the top corner, but the ruling was Craig Halkett had strayed offside earlier in the move. It took a while to decide that, which means it must have been a very tight call. But Aberdeen with a lot of work to do in the interval to try to reassemble. They've not looked really convincing in any part of the pitch so far. Hearts much the better team and deserving of more than the slender advantage they have at half-time. Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0.
The Scottish Premiership.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
This is Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Andy Burke. Half-time at Tynecastle, and it's Hearts who lead Aberdeen by a 0-0, an own goal from Graham Shinney. But really the Dons will be relieved to only be trailing by a single goal. Elsewhere, the Scottish sides involved in European competition today learned their potential opponents in qualifying should they progress. Celtic are already guaranteed a place in the Champions League qualifying playoff round, and there they will face the winners of Slovakian side Slovan Bratislava or Kairat Almaty of Kazakhstan. Aberdeen have been drawn against FCSB of Bucharest. You might know them as the formerly known Steaua Bucharest, or the Kosovan side Drita in the Europa League playoff round, the first leg at Pataudry on the 21st of August. The losers of that tie will drop into the Conference League phase. Hibernian and Dundee United landed in the same pot for the Conference League playoff draw. Hibs must overcome Partizan Belgrade to be involved. That match is live on BBC Radio Scotland on Thursday, and on the same evening Dundee United meet Rapid Vienna. We'll have live television coverage of that one on the BBC Scotland channel. So should they come through those ties, Hibs will take on the losers of Legia Warsaw v AEK Larnaca in the Europa League fixture, while United would be up against the winners of AIK Stockholm v FC Győr of Hungary. Rangers are in action tomorrow night in their Champions League third qualifying round, first leg against Victoria Pilsen. You'll be able to watch coverage of that match on the BBC Scotland channel. Rob McLean, Craig Levein and Willie Miller have been describing the first half action at Tynecastle as Hearts have bossed the first half against Aberdeen in the Premiership, leading by 1-0. And Craig Levein, from a Hearts perspective, that was a very good opening 45 minutes.
Yes, very good. Very much the dominant team, but I think Derek will be a little bit disappointed that he's only leading by one goal going in at half-time, because their play certainly deserved more than that.
You've enjoyed this one, Willie. Maybe not so much from the Aberdeen performances, but the meaty challenge and the raucous atmosphere at Tynecastle.
Steady, Andy. How can I enjoy it when I see my team being battered by Hearts? And listen, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. You know, when you come up against a team at Tynecastle, when they're on this kind of a run, when they're scoring goals freely, when everything's going their way, they've got momentum, you know that it's going to be something like this, where it's going to be action-packed and you're not going to get much time. And you know what? You've got to defend. There's nothing wrong with defend. There's nothing wrong with coming to Tynecastle and having to sit back from time to time and defend. I just think that Aberdeen haven't been up for it. I feel as though Graham Shinnie is going too far forward most of the time. And Knuster's getting dragged out into a left back area, and it's opening up the opportunity for Hearts to then get their midfield players forward as well. And they're playing two up as well. You know, Hearts are playing two up top. So yeah, I think you keep your forward back, but they haven't done that. And I think there's a lot of questions that Jimmy Traine's got to answer.
There's so many things that are wrong with Aberdeen performance. Yeah. They've hardly won a second ball. You know, the strikers, the main striker hasn't won a header, but they haven't defended properly. And for Hearts to only be one in front should be it's a great relief for Jimmy, because there should be at least two, possibly three behind.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and that's why I'm saying that there's a lot of questions that Jimmy Traine's got to answer in the second half. I mean, do you wait? You know,
I don't know.
I think you've got to make some kind of a change.
Who else do they have other than Yengi who could play up top?
They've got Shokla, who would be the other one. And in the midfield they've got Polvara and Palaversa. They could bring Devlin on as well, who's a more natural. He could play left back, and he could go into midfield. Could tweak it like that. You've got Dorrington if you wanted to change the shape and go three at the back, you know, and get the two strikers picked up.
Yeah,
you know, and the way they played in the final, where you know, you've got two centre backs, Dorrington and Knuster, and Jack Milne just in the middle.
Yeah,
you know, and I think then it allows, you know, maybe wing backs to get onto the Hearts wing backs, because Harry Milne's, you know, he's curled in what 3-4 magnificent that could have easily ended up in the back of the net if the instinct of the strikers would have been better. So there's a lot of things there for Jimmy to try and sort out at half-time, and I think from an Aberdeen point of view, you're hoping that it takes the 15 minutes to make some changes, to try to get a grip of the game, you know, for the players to understand that we've got Shayden Morris as well, who can be a player that can change a game, because Keskinen's doing very little. Ashish is not doing much at all as well, so you could change that too. I mean, there's a whole host. You're writing it down. That's about six or seven things that could be done to try to stem the flow.
But what is for sure, if they come back out and put on the same performance in the second half, they'll lose more goals for sure.
Without doubt. Hearts are unlucky that that Lauren Shankland one as well. Be interesting to see the actual incident, but the strike was magnificent.
I always think it's a shame when goals like that are ruled out.
I mean, even
it was offside, but you're right. It feels so harsh to be denied what was an absolutely brilliant finish, Craig, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean we've seen Lawrence do that so many times. When the ball landed at his feet at the edge of the box, you're almost expecting him to score, even though he was getting closed down. And I mean the accuracy of the strike was wonderful. I might have just brushed the bar and the post as it went in.
Yeah. And I think all the Aberdeen subs have been taken into the dressing room as well while I was talking away there. So I think that maybe tells you
something's going on.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the first goal, Willie, the Graham Shinnie own goal, I mean, there was great work from Claudio Braga in the build-up, and there was chaos in the Aberdeen box, and that kind of summed up their opening 10-12 minutes. They just seemed to get a bit lost in the maelstrom of the Tynecastle atmosphere and hadn't really settled into the game at that point.
Yeah, take nothing away from Braga when he gets a ball in the wide area, but it's happened in 3 or 4 occasions where Graham Shinnie goes away forward. And that's Canuster, it has to go out with Braga into a left back position, which for me just shouldn't happen. And he slips as well.
I mean, it's a perfect pitch. You shouldn't be slipping.
You shouldn't. Your stud should be of a size that makes sure that you don't slip in these crucial areas. And then Braga takes advantage of it. And then after it, kind of flashes across the face. A little bit of good fortune from a Hearts point of view, and bad fortune for Graham Shinnie. He's running back. You can't do anything about it.
But that's the area that you have to credit Harry Milne for putting it in an area where, when you're running back towards your own goal, it's extremely difficult to clear that ball, and that's exactly what happened. And he tried to, but it took a deflection and ended up in the back of the net. But it's the quality of the ball, I think, that caused that.
And he's done so well, Harry Milne, isn't he?
Well, I think the thing you're speaking about earlier on about Shinnie, I think that has an impact on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Harry Milne's getting more and more space as the half went on.
Yeah.
And he was so unlucky as well, wasn't he, with that strike from the edge of the box that crashed off the bar. I mean, that would have been another wonder goal up there with the Shankland one that was ruled out.
We'll take that. Even though I'm an Aberdeen supporter, when you see quality like that, you've got to admire it, from the opposition.
Both of them are fantastic strikes.
And Mitov can't do anything about it. He can't. He's just watching it. And he's hoping and praying it's going to come off the bar. Fortunately, from an Aberdeen point of view, it did.
Yeah, it was a fantastic effort, and really Aberdeen have rode their luck, only been a goal down. You talked a little bit about Claudio Braga, Craig. He seems to have really been taken to the heart of the fans already. What is it you like about this guy and what he's shown out there?
You speak to players when you sign them, you talk about that this place requires you to bring 100% of your attitude, and fight and spirit. And the punters here absolutely love that. And if you're on top of that, somebody who's got really good ability, can beat people, and is hardy, he's a hardy boy. And he comes up against guys a lot taller than him, and he jumps into them, and he wins headers, he wins tackles. He runs back the way when the counter attacks. I mean, he's a dream. He's an absolute dream, and that's why the punters love him.
He's not got any ego.
No, he just tries
he just
really
works.
hard.
He just works his socks off, and he's got a fair bit of skill as well. And when you're coming up against two very good strikers as well, I don't think you want your fullbacks to go AWOL. I think you need them back. You need all the help that you can get. That's what I would be screaming about. I don't know if Canuster is trying to influence that. Obviously, young Milne is maybe a little bit too inexperienced to start demanding these sort of things. Hasn't played too many games, but it's going to be a difficult second half. It'll be interesting to see how how it all pans out.
Do you think there'll be changes or not?
I think he's got to make changes. Yeah, I think he's got to make changes. I don't think you can accept that. It could be beefing up the midfield. As I said, Shinnie could go in there, Devlin can go in the back. It could be changing the shape. It could be getting someone up top that might actually hold the ball up or run in behind or have an impact, because Yengi has had no impact whatsoever. If a 6'4" whatever can't win the ball in the air, or hold it up in the chest, what chance have you got? So he's ambling about there with no real, I don't think, real intention to do anything. Doesn't seem to be a kind
well,
of
if you compare Braga on one side and Yengi on another, Braga's doing everything that Scottish football requires. And I think Yengi could do much better.
Yeah, I mean, it's early days, Willie, to judge him, but he looks a little off the pace, Yengi. He's not really been able to take a decent touch when he has got himself in good positions. Invariably, his touches let him down, and he's not offering his team a lot, is he?
No, he isn't. He had that little clip that Clarkson put to him as well, and if he'd have controlled that and got the ball in front of him, he's in goal. He's got a good opportunity to score, but he hasn't had any impact. He hasn't won anything in the air either. And you're right, it's too early, but at the same time, this is an important game for Aberdeen. This is the opening game. It's been a torrid first half for him. I think the manager's got to look at it, and he's got to make the changes that he thinks is required to try and turn this round. It's going to be difficult to turn it round, because Hearts have got that momentum going into the game. They've certainly got the momentum in the first half, and we'll just have to wait and see if Jimmy makes any changes. It certainly has to be a better performance from the visitors. Otherwise, it's only going to be a victory for Hearts. They've got one. They're 1-0 up. Could have been more. If it goes on like the same way in the second half, then it will be more.
Yep, Hearts leading Aberdeen by 1-0 in the Premiership. Will they make their first half dominance count and go on to win their opening league game? Or will Aberdeen finally show something in this second period? The teams are making their way back out onto the pitch at Tynecastle, so let's enjoy the second half in the company of Willie Miller, Craig Levine and Rob McLean.
Thanks, Andy. And the one encouraging aspect for Aberdeen is the scoreline that keeps them still in touch, still with a chance of getting something on this opening night of the campaign for them. But lots to improve, or it seems pretty inevitable that Hearts will run all over them in this second half, because 1-0 does not go close to telling you the difference between these two teams. So no changes in the Aberdeen lineup. It's Jimmy Tillene has basically said to them, get yourselves back out there and sort this out, and they've got lots to sort out as we get back underway in the second half. The Hearts fans at times electrified by their team's performance, and they're immediately on the offensive with Braga. And Borgravink with a cross, blocked by Kanusta. Here goes Ashish down the left-hand side, tries to find Yengi. Halkett winning the first battle of the second half between those two. I think he's well in front. Clarkson on the ball. Clarkson and Milanovic, I guess, have been the two who've looked from an Aberdeen point of view as if they could make something happen. But deficiencies all around the pitch. And Braga looking to release Shanklin through the middle. Now it's Milne, and just doesn't get his cross right this time. He's got just about everything right in the game, but he's overhit that one, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
He'll be disappointed with that, because his crossing so far has been top quality. Some good build-up play there. The two strikers, Shanklin and Braga, working extremely well, and putting it out to Milne, and then getting back up and looking for a better cross than they got into the box. So he'll be disappointed that one wasn't accurate enough, not like his previous effort.
Nielsen's pass intercepted. Hearts have it again. Borgravink with McEntee just behind him. Back with Halkett and Findlay. A little bit of pressure from Milanovic. And back it goes to Zander Clark. Well, it's going to be a free kick for Hearts for a push while the ball was in the air, and there was real hesitation anyway between Jensen and Jack Milne and that ball bouncing. The Hearts have got a free kick, and early second half a chance to trouble this Aberdeen defence, which is not really settled to the job. Spittle leaves it. Milne plays it in. Diving punch, I should say, from Mitov. And the ball goes behind for a corner.
I don't know what was going through Mitov's mind there. I mean, he's coming out and he's diving to punch it. I think he could have actually caught it. You know, he's a big, tall goalkeeper. I just think he mistimed it completely. He punched it, went up in the air. It could have easily fallen to a maroon jersey and ended up in the back of the net. So, and he was apologetic
because of maybe a bit of wind in there.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'm never very good at benefit of the doubt for goalkeepers, though.
Corner kick, right-hand side for Hearts. They lead already by a 1-0. Harry Milne to play this in, and this time it is caught by Mitov, and it did look last time as if he could have caught the cross as well, with not a Hearts player near him. It was a strange decision to punch it away. The ball down the pitch. Aberdeen get themselves forward. Can they find some cohesion? There's not been much to see so far. Clarkson to Shinnie, his cross ball in, headed away by Findlay. Borgravink heads it straight to the Aberdeen captain. Nielsen back to Milne. Forward to Shinnie, finding a little bit of room in between the lines. Scrapping to hold on to it. Now Clarkson to Jensen. Down goes Milanovic. And Nick Walsh says that's a free kick for Aberdeen.
Clarkson's got some lovely touches, though, isn't he? You know, it makes it
look
look
a good player,
easy.
Wally. He's a good
makes
player.
things look easy, and that's what good players do.
Yeah.
So a free kick on the right-hand side for Clarkson. Aberdeen have 7 players at the edge of the penalty box. 1-0 down, 4.5 minutes into the second half. Clarkson delivers the free kick. What a ball, what a miss. Kusini Yenge is having a nightmare at Tynecastle.
You can't miss that. I mean, you really can't miss that.
I feel sorry for him now, Willie.
That's an incredible error from the big striker. What a cross it was in from Clarkson as well. It's right on. You know, perfect.
Hearts were wanting at the back.
Yeah,
it was a great ball in just behind the Hearts defence,
and
he's right in front of goal.
Yep,
4 yards out and puts it by the post.
Incredible miss.
I can't believe what I've seen there. Unbelievable. It looked more difficult to place it wide, which is what he did, rather than putting it in with any part of his anatomy he would have done there. From Yenge, picked out by Clarkson, and that could be a costly miss.
It's a crucial time. I mean, you've just started the second half. You've been under the cosh. The manager's decided to stick with you and give you the benefit of the doubt. First game, you get that opportunity. You're 1-1. She was
unloaded down the pitch by Dimitar Mitov. Yenge was bearing in, but Zander Clark came off his line to grab that one.
I mean, sometimes when you play a game and you had a really poor match, your mind goes elsewhere, and for me, it looks like he's not concentrating now. I mean, I don't know how he missed that.
I'll tell you what, that would have been some sucker punch had that gone in. Hearts could have been 3 up at half-time, and suddenly it could have been 1-1.
That's why we love this game, Rob.
Well, hopefully Yenge is scratching his head, because we're certainly scratching our heads and wondering how he could possibly have passed up that opportunity. 1-0 Hearts it remains, and we're 6.5 minutes into the second half.
Braga, he annoys you, doesn't he? You know,
He's a pest to play against.
Yes, you're watching Jack Milne, young, inexperienced, and he's constantly at him, he's constantly pushing him, he's constantly making it difficult whenever the ball's played up as well. Just a bit of a pest. Obviously in a good way as far as Hearts are concerned.
Yengi's knocked down to Clarkson. The ball runs through to Keskinen. Back goes Devlin. Tidies that up really well. Spittle tries to force it away. Nielsen to Milanovic. Right hand side. Nicholas Milanovic turns in. Great hit from him. Parried away by Clark. Now Shinnie loses out at the edge of the area. Hearts try to counter. Certainly better from Aberdeen, and Milanovic is standing out here for them.
He's the one that in the first half even would give you a little bit of hope, Wally.
Yeah, without doubt. And obviously what Jimmy Tolina said at half time, it seems to be working, because it looks like a different team with the same personnel.
It's a miscue from Milne, but the offside flag was up against Claudio Braga. That is fortunate for Jack Milne, because Braga was up and off and away.
It was offside.
He was offside, yeah.
Down goes Aushish, who's been not quite anonymous in the game, but not far off it. Not really having the impact so far. Milanovic does well, tries to slip the ball through from Nielsen. Free kick given against Craig Halkett, and a yellow card for Hearts number 4, who can't believe it.
Didn't see that, to be perfectly honest. I think I was watching the ball going forward, and looked a decent challenge, but
I think Milanovic made the most of it, shall we say.
Yeah.
But again, it's almost like, well, any time you go to ground these days, it's a free kick against you, and quite often a yellow card.
Yeah.
Certainly looked harsh from here. Aberdeen have a free kick.
This is Aberdeen's best chance, I think, of a goal from set piece.
Well, they should have had a goal from Clarkson's last free kick. He tries again, back post, and Jack Milne was there, but he just couldn't get the ball turned back into the danger zone. It was another good delivery, useful again from Clarkson.
He's a top-class player. He delivers the ball, accurately. Very rarely does he not. And that one maybe a little bit overhit, but it's still a decent.
I think Milne's free inside the 6-yard box, so for me, I think he should do it a little bit better. But I just think the quality of the ball deserves better, doesn't it?
He goes with his right foot across his body instead of his left foot, doesn't he, Milne?
Well won by Aushish. He slips it through looking for Yengi. Halkett gets there first, back to Xander Clark, who clears up to halfway. McEntee's header. Then it's Jensen for Aberdeen. And Milanovic out on that right-hand side to Clarkson. Crossfield for Shinnie. Chested down by the captain, having a look at what's on. Keskinen out wide. Haven't seen an awful lot in the game from Topi Keskinen. Back it goes to Knuster on the halfway line. To Jack Milne. Dallying on it again against Braga.
That's why they love him. I mean, he goes across there, very little chance of getting the ball, and he just rats it and gets Milne to make a mistake.
Jack Milne needs to make his mind up a bit quicker about what he's doing. Hard to work it towards Borgredink, holding off a couple of Aberdeen challenges and slipping the ball back to Frankie Kent. Up to Shankland and back again. Hearts playing with real confidence. Borgredink fires it forward, stabbed away by Milne. Down the line from Knuster, kept alive by Shankland for Hearts. And now Devlin buzzing around the midfield. And the ball is wide left with Milne. Ahead of him is Spittle. Just can't find the pass this time, Milne. And the ball goes out for an Aberdeen throw.
I don't know what he tried to do there. The ball was ought to be played on the ground. He's tried to lift it, and it goes out of play.
Just about 12 minutes gone in the second half at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0.
It's been a good 12 minutes for Aberdeen, though. To be perfectly honest, they've turned it round quite a bit.
They're playing with more aggression this half.
Could I say they've kind of abolished the first 12 minutes of the second half? A great opportunity to make it level as well, but Hearts have fallen out of it. The high press is not working. Aberdeen seem to be able to, take control of the ball, much easier than they did in the first half. And so far, second half been good for Aberdeen.
Spittle for Milne. Attacking again down the left side, gets the better of Jensen. Can he deliver? In comes the cross. Shinnie's headed away. Borgrevinck is there, good feet at the edge of the area. McEntee, cross ball, back post. Milne just couldn't get over the header, misses the target, but it was a lovely build-up.
Yeah, again, down that left-hand side, I think where Hearts have had most of the joy in this game so far. And another lovely cross into the box. Milne's done well since he's arrived at the club, and I think he's growing in confidence.
Certainly in the evidence of tonight, it's been a good performance from him, no doubt about that.
A couple of changes on the way for Aberdeen. Fletcher Boyd's going to be coming on, and Dante Polvara as well. And Aberdeen could do with some freshness in the attacking positions, and there are fully 3 contenders in that front 4 to come off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, what Jimmy Tillene has decided and who is going to come off. But you're right. I mean, in evidence of the first half, I don't think any of apart from Milanovic, the other 3 have not really got a case to put forward that they should be staying on the field.
And you'd imagine that Dante Polvara might be a replacement for Sivert Nielsen in the middle of the pitch. We shall see. Milanovic on the spin, and he was fouled by Milne. He has been the one attacking player for Aberdeen to consistently trouble Hearts. Free kick's going to have to be retaken as Ashish reacts. Aberdeen took the free kick quickly. There was a little altercation, and Ashish overreacting with a push.
What is he doing? I mean, he's right in front of the referee. He put 2 hands on Devlin and shoves him. I think he's been on the hashish.
No, it's rather silly of Ashish, and you wouldn't be surprised if he was one after, in particular after that, but even before that he was going to make way as one of the substitutions. Come on.
Free kick taken. Milanovic heading for the byline. Really good challenge by Harry Milne. Had to get it right, and he did. Long ball downfield. Jensen underneath it. Braga was chasing it. Now Shinnie. Fouled inside the penalty box. Hearts fans don't believe that he was fouled, but Nick Walsh gave it. Now Jensen for Clarkson. Well, there are bodies dropping all over the place at the moment. Aberdeen have a player down on the far side, Milanovic, and another yellow card flashed by Nick Walsh.
Cammy Devlin.
Yep.
It's always a decent stab in the dark, isn't it?
It was as well. It was a challenge from behind.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
So another free kick possibility here for Aberdeen. Still a goal down, but looking a bit better. Clarkson with the delivery. Headed away. Almost dropped for Nielsen. And it was Devlin who hooked it away up towards Braga. With the back heel on the touchline. Playing the ball out of Shinnie. And the Hearts fans around us enjoyed that as well.
They love this guy, yeah. And I tell you, a lot of it's to do just with his attitude, Willie. You know, he doesn't give up. He just runs and runs and runs and competes.
Well, the answer to our question is that 2 of the front 4 are going off. Kusini Yengi and Topi Keskinen will be replaced by Fletcher Boyd and Dante Polvara. And that tells you something about how ineffective Aberdeen's attacking operation has been.
Yeah, you can't argue with the changes, these 2 changes, because, you know, Keskinen has been really disappointing.
Anonymous, definitely.
Yeah. Yengi's
been worse than that. The quickest he's moved the whole game was when he went off the pitch.
Out goes the ball underneath us, and we've played 62 minutes. Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0. Might Hearts still pay for not taking more first half opportunities? We shall see.
There's no doubt that Aberdeen are well in this match now.
Yeah,
you can sense it, can't you? That and I think the changes that he's made up front will be helpful. And
they could have been so far out of it, Craig. Hearts got what they deserved.
Absolutely, but that's football for you.
Xander Clark launches the ball forward. Up goes Jack Milne to win a good header. Then it's Harry Milne for Hearts. Back to Findlay, who plays it forward towards Braga. Now Shankland. Scrapping for it was Clarkson. Here come Hearts with Spittle. The combination of Jensen and Clarkson managed to stop him. The ball flies high. When it comes down, it's at the feet of Braga. Trying to jink his way in between a couple of Aberdeen players. One of them, Milanovic, looking very good and composed. Plays a pass though, which maybe asked too much of Graham Shinnie. But he is now on the counter-attack for Aberdeen. Just trying to force his way down the line. Goes to ground. No free kick. And the Hearts fans are furious because they reckon they've seen this a few times before.
Yeah, I think we have. It's a rerun of a movie we've watched many times when Graham gets into that sort of a position, and if there is any little contact,
he just steps across people, doesn't he, to initiate the contact.
Spittle's header forward, stabbed away by Jack Milne. Then it's Nielsen, just clips one forward for Fletcher Boyd to chase. Slice clearance by Xander Clark. It's helped on by Fletcher Boyd, and it's Milanovic trying to get a shot away.
Xander Clark was a lucky boy there.
It's quite a turnaround though, isn't it, from an Aberdeen point of view, how they've managed to get themselves back into this game without really doing anything other than energy and work rate. Incredible.
They had to be feeling fortunate at only 1 down at half-time, but now looking much likelier to level this up as Clark plays the ball forward for Hearts. Polvara is there to win the header. Dante Polvara will give Aberdeen a bit more aggression, a bit more physicality.
Well, he's playing in an area that Keskinen was playing in, and Keskinen just simply didn't add anything to the party in the first half. So, Polvara, you're right, he's strong, he's more physical, stronger running, better defensively as well. So I think Jimmy Tillane will be hoping that he makes a difference.
McEntee plays the ball out off Shinnie, underneath us. Our Hearts going to get all 3 points on this opening night for them of the Premiership season. James Wilson is going to be coming off the bench for Hearts shortly, and Michael Steinvender as well. A couple of changes for the home team to follow the 2 switches made by Jimmy Tillane. The ball is out on the left side for Aberdeen, just about in line with the edge of the penalty box. Shinnie with a throw. The header won by Borchgrevink. Forward it goes towards Shankland. The ball breaks out. Sliding challenge from McEntee to win it. Now Spittle looking to work a little opening, 25 yards from goal. Slips it through. Bogrovink's cross ball, really disappointing after he was well picked out by Spittle. Just clipped it in straight into the gloves of Mitov.
I think when you get into that position, you know, it looked like a cute little clip pass, but you know, just drive it across the face of the goal.
Yeah, it was too easy for the goalkeeper.
It's going to be 4 changes we hear for Hearts. Alan Forrest, in addition to the 2 mentioned, Alan Forrest is coming on. And Kizaridis, the Greek winger, he's going to be making another cameo appearance. And the ball is won well by McEntee for Hearts. Done some good work, not always hugely noticeable work, Oisin McEntee, but he's done well. Back it goes from Knuster, out from Mitov to Shinnie. Nielsen in trouble, loses it to Devlin. McEntee, and Kent just turns away from Boyd and plays the ball to Halkett. Now Findlay, floated forward by Stuart Findlay. It's beyond Harry Milne, but he has it now. Braga knocking the ball down for Milne, and the Portuguese striker is still down off the pitch.
He was holding his back, I think, Rob. He's obviously, when he's tried to keep that ball in place, twisted and falling on the, not on the grass, I think it was on the AstroTurf on the outside of it, so it seems to be fine now.
So here come changes. Aberdeen are going to make another change as well. Shane Morris enters the fray, which is always a positive for Aberdeen. Sivert Nielsen's game is over, and that means that Dante Polvara will now slot into that central midfield position. We still await the multiple Hearts changes as they're throw-in for Hearts, aimed at Braga, bounces beyond him and out and behind for a goal kick. And we've played 69 minutes and still Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0. So here come those changes. Frankie Kent is coming off. Blair Spittle. And the Hearts fans will be looking forward to getting another look at Alexandros Krizidis. Of course, Claudio Braga. And it's mutual appreciation between the Portuguese attacker and the Hearts fans who love his every contribution. What are you thinking about those changes, Craig?
We'll soon find out, Rob.
I think it tells you they're not happy with the second half.
Yeah, fresh legs. I think he's looking for a wee bit more energy. Had great energy in the first half, not quite so good in the second half.
So James Wilson up alongside Lawrence Shankland. Krizidis on the left-hand side, Alan Forrest on the right. So it's looking pretty decent attacking combination as Hearts look to get the goal or goals, which will ensure maximum points in this final match of the Premiership weekend. And it's a response to what Aberdeen have done in the second half, and that's be a whole lot better. But the scoreline remains the same. And Aberdeen will look for Shane Morris to have an impact. It's a good driving run forward from Dante Polvara. Fletcher Boyd gets involved. First touches for Shane Morris. And he wins the throw-in out on the right-hand side. How many times has he come off the bench and lit the fuse, will he?
Yeah, he's an impact player. There's no doubt about that. Probably none more so than in the final. But he does have his one fabulous trick, and that's taking players on the outside and crossing it into the box.
It's Fletcher Boyd with the shot at goal. It was a knockdown from Shinnie. Took a touch, tried the shot at goal, but the sting taken out of it by a defensive challenge, and the ball just spun through pretty harmlessly for Zander Clark. And he plays it forward towards Shankland. Flicked on towards Wilson. And the free kick goes against Jack Mills' challenge on the Hearts substitute. James Wilson still only 18. It does feel as if he's got a whole lot of games under his belt now, and a Scotland cap as well.
I think once he fills out a little bit, I think he's going to be a really, really good player.
The free kick on the right half of the pitch. Crusadis is there, and Harry Milner's there too. It's Milne to play it in. It's a curling, difficult delivery, and Hearts have their second goal. Well, the substitutions make an immediate impact, and that could be the goal that has Hearts heading to all 3 points, and it's Stuart Finlay who nods in at the back post. 2-0 Hearts.
Listen, he's in the right place at the right time. It was poorly defended from Aberdeen. It was a great delivery into the box.
Again by Milne.
Yeah, absolutely. So difficult to defend, and it's popped up, and it's fallen out of reach of Mitov, so he can't get to it. And there's Finlay's at the back post just to nod it into the back of the net. Takes a bit of a knock as well. He goes down, but you'd expect to take a knock there because it was really tight, wasn't it?
The Hearts fans have forgotten about Penrice already.
They are checking it. The only thing I can think of is that there was a touch before Finlay.
Right, maybe offside again.
They'd been offside. If there was a touch on, and I think there was, I don't know if it was an Aberdeen player or a Hearts player, there was a touch, and it then went to Finlay, and then Finlay's headed into the back of the net. That's the only reason they can be checking it.
He's such a valuable player, isn't he, Stuart Finlay, at the back and in the opposition box as well. He's got
he's reliable. I like him as a player. I think you know what you're getting from him. His consistency is excellent.
And Derek McInnes certainly knew what he was going to get from him, having had him at Kilmarnock, of course, on loan from Oxford. And that would surely be a deal that Hearts would like to make permanent if they could. So it's Stuart Finlay's goal, which currently has 2-0 on the board, and 2-0 it is. The goal stands, no offside, and Hearts have that vital second goal, and it's impeccable timing as well, because Aberdeen have been better early second half. They've looked to carry more menace, and there's the response.
Yeah, I mean, it is timing is vital in these kind of ties. Particularly when you've been so good in the first half, as Hearts were, and then Aberdeen managed to turn it round in the second, and look as though that they could get themselves back into the game. And then a great delivery again from Harry Milne, and well finished by Stuart Finlay.
Crusadis on the attack, tries the early ball in, comes off Milne, spins up in the air, grabbed by Mitov. Do Aberdeen have it in them to come back from 2 goals behind?
It's a big ask now, isn't it? It's going to have to be some performance, and they're going to need players to step up to the plate as well. They have had a better second half, no doubt about that, but 2-0 down here at this stage of the tie and looking to come back, huge ask.
Brilliant pass from Clarkson out wide for Shane Morris. Lovely quick feet from him, but He beat one man as he tried to beat the second. There was a bit of shirt tugging, and the decision goes against Aberdeen's number 20. Free kick for Hearts. 76.5 minutes on the clock. A 2-0 lead. And the Hearts fans are in good voice here, hoping that it's a winning beginning to their Premiership campaign.
We're certainly hoping that, and you know, at 2-0, Rob, it's, as I said, for Aberdeen to manage to turn that around now, without really a proven goal scorer on there as well, you know, who is going to put the ball in the back of the net? They've had their chances. Yengi had a couple of opportunities and, you know, wasn't capable of taking it. Young Fletcher Boyd is, oh dear.
This could run away from Aberdeen, you know.
Yeah.
Great challenge on Lawrence Shankland, and it's going to be a yellow card for Nicholas Milanovic, and maybe the frustrations showing at this stage.
Well, it is. There's no need to go into a challenge like that. It's a really rash challenge. He's nowhere near the ball. The referee didn't have any option but to brandish the yellow card at him, and you know, it's another free kick, another opportunity for them to be tested, and you know, in evidence of the last chance from a free kick, they haven't stood up to that challenge.
Harry Milne plays it in again, too close to the goalkeeper this time, and an easy take for Mitov. Out it goes to Milanovic, and he just hammers it forward as quickly as he could. Looks like he's tiring a bit, the young Australian, but he's certainly been a top performer. But in the other attacking positions, I think for Aberdeen, on the back of watching this tonight, all sorts of question marks about what they've brought in, what they've lost in those areas, and what they're maybe going to have to do. As McEntee took a pot shot from 25 yards out, which was blocked, and up has gone the offside flag, and Esther Sockler is going to be coming off the bench for Aberdeen, who need a goal badly.
It tells you a bit about Sockler that young Fletcher Boyd gets opportunity before him.
Great sliding challenge from Halka. Stops Milanovic in his tracks. We're 11 minutes from time at Tynecastle. Graham Shinney's own goal and Stuart Findlay's header giving Hearts this 2-goal advantage. Clarkson for Aberdeen finding Shane Morris wide right. Looking to create a cross goal, flapped at by Zander Clark. He parried it out in front, and Aberdeen needed somebody to be quick to react.
He was lucky. Zander Clark, that ball could have gone anywhere, and he was lucky that it fell to
Ashish again, wasn't it? That finds himself in a good position. Yeah, it was, and possibly should have done much better, but it wasn't good goalkeeping, was it?
No.
So end of the match for Nicholas Milanovic. One reason for Aberdeen fans to be cheerful, and the Hearts fans are giving a big farewell to Graham Shinney, who goes off. Esther Sockler on, and Nicky Devlin is on, and wearing the captain's armband as Alexander Jensen goes to the left side of the defence, Devlin on the right. And we're into the last 10 minutes, and Aberdeen needs something to happen pretty sharpish if they're to have any hope of getting anything out of this game. Zander Clark plays it forward, Jack Milne heads it away. Back it goes to Findlay. Long ball, Jack Milne again getting his head to it. McEntee controlling the play in the middle of the pitch for Hearts. And back it goes from Findlay to Zander Clark. Hearts don't need to be chasing anything at this stage. Forward it goes, headed away by Canuster. Dante Polvara in the midfield. Slips it to Fletcher Boyd, but he just gets swatted aside by McEntee. Aberdeen win it back, but no way through. The ball played up to Shankland. fouled by Knuster.
I think Hearts just got to run the clock down now.
Well, the game's hit a bit of a lull, I think.
Yeah.
Willie, I think there's...
They don't have to do too much, you know. If
just
it's
don't do
scrappy,
anything silly.
Yeah, if it's scrappy and you know it's not very entertaining, then who cares? If you're a Hearts fan, if you're a Hearts player, you just want
see
to
it out now.
You just want to see it out. They've done the hard bit. They've got the 2 goals.
Polvara heads it down for Clarkson. Clarkson's pass well taken in by Morris. Shifts it left. Ashish with the cross ball. Laid back towards Devlin at the edge of the area. But Hearts have it with Krasidis. Gets them up the pitch. Back it goes to Milne. Probing at the Aberdeen defence. Jack Milne gets it away. Lovely bit of skill from Krasidis. And he plays it wide for Forrest. Alan Forrest against Alexander Jensen, cuts inside, and his left foot shot is blocked by Polvara and spins behind as Forrest got himself into a really dangerous position.
He did, and I thought Jensen was going to drag him to the ground as well, because
he just got by him too easily, didn't he?
He stands square on to Forrest. Forrest, he can take him to the line, he can take him inside, he can go both ways. So it's not, you've got to try to squeeze the space for someone like that and push him down the line and try to block him, and he did put his hand out I thought, trying to impede him.
7 minutes to go. Harry Milne's corner kick beyond the back post, and the header from Halkett goes straight at Mitov, and the ball launched down the pitch gives the ball straight back to Hearts. Aberdeen have it now with Shaden Morris looking to do some damage down the right hand side. It'll be called back for the free kick for the challenge against him. The time is now ticking away for Aberdeen. It's looking very much like opening night defeat for them. Forward goes Devlin, and he manages to win a corner kick, Nicky Devlin. Can Aberdeen find the goal that would inject a bit of late belief?
It needs to happen now, doesn't it?
84 minutes. In comes the Clarkson corner kick, the looping header towards the back post.
That was either great defending or a poor miss by young Jack Milne. I'm not sure which.
I think the corner's been given, so it must be good defending.
Yeah,
I thought Jack Milne was just a way to
nod it in.
Put his forehead on it, and the ball was going to end up in the back of the net.
It was Steinwender, I think they've gone in there to smuggle it behind, but it did look a good chance for Jack Milne to get the finishing touch, and that would have certainly brought the game back to life for Aberdeen.
Have we got a check here, have we?
Yep. Check over. Corner kick for Aberdeen, left hand side, fired in by Clarkson, doesn't get beyond the near post, and Alan Forrest scurries forward on the break for Hearts. Kizarini's through, Forrest can't get there, now comes Mitov to dive on the ball before James Wilson got there as Hearts look to put some icing on the cake.
Yeah, he had to be brave, didn't he, the Aberdeen goalkeeper there, and he was. It was a good break though. A poor corner though from Leighton Clarkson, not his usual quality, that's for sure.
On the ball, Knuster. Jack Milne with his socks rolled down. Late stages at Tynecastle, inside the last 5 minutes. Hearts very much in control, and with that 2-0 advantage. The ball played forward towards Wilson. Polvara wins it. Knuster to Clarkson. Milne for Devlin. Hearts forcing Aberdeen to play the ball back to Mitov.
Aberdeen need to get the ball forward quicker, Willie, at this late stage of the game.
Oh yeah, I think you can take your time to build up, but there comes a point where it has got to be.
Shaden Morris with a cross ball. and wins Aberdeen a corner kick. It's quite a nice bit of play actually involving Devlin and Sockler, and the cross deflected behind. And Aberdeen really need to be making something of this. With 86.5 minutes on the clock at Tynecastle. Clarkson's outswinging delivery, and all the white shirts, nobody could get ahead to it. And Hearts on the break with Crusadis, but he just ran out of pitch, the ball drifting over the touchline. Aberdeen quick with the throw. Ashish on the ball. Across the pitch it goes to Clarkson. Devlin out wide. Hearts just looking to stay in their solid shape, and they do break down the Aberdeen attacking intent. And Warren Shankland just slows things down, plays the ball back to firstly Devlin, and now the ball with Steinbender, Crusadis, two of the subs. Hearts can see the finishing line, and looking to make it 5 wins out of 5 to start the season. And at the moment it's 18 goals for and only 1 against. Here goes Alexander Jensen for Aberdeen, gets his pass away to Ashish, and he was always jinking inside and turning back into trouble. The young Frenchman, and the free kick in the end goes Hearts' way.
Yeah, it seems to be petering out for Aberdeen, doesn't it? You know, they're not looking as though they're capable of breaking down the Hearts defence.
The front line has to put some pressure on the Hearts back line.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're just sitting off now. I think they've accepted defeat.
I think with the Hearts, they're basically keeping their 5 back, aren't they? You know, so it's going to be difficult to break them down. But you're right, maybe the body language from the Aberdeen players could be a little bit more positive.
They've given it away pretty cheaply, Aberdeen, as well, but Lawrence Shankland makes nothing of it as he tries to slip a pass down the line. It goes behind for a goal kick. Willie, is this a worrying performance from Aberdeen, or do you not want to be making too sweeping a judgment on the first night?
Well, I think it tells you that they need reinforcements up top. They need, you know, someone that looks as though he's capable of scoring a goal. I think it can be worrying, but you know what? I thought it was going to be a really difficult tie for Aberdeen, the way Hearts have started the new season, the momentum they've got, you know, the crowd behind them too. So I wouldn't get too carried away with the performance, but at the same time, it's got to be better.
Good play again from McEntee, driving out of defence with the ball. It's a surging run from him. Really good play, supported by Alan Forrest, and from a defensive situation he gets Hearts into a very comfortable area.
I think it's just getting up the park, isn't it? Really, you know, the game should be over. It's getting to that stage where, you know, Aberdeen are not coming back, so just the enthusiasm, the energy to get up.
Yeah, there isn't a spark there, is there?
No, not for Aberdeen.
A late change for Hearts, and it just eases them that little bit closer to the final whistle. Off goes Lawrence Shankland, and he very nearly added another classic strike to his scrapbook tonight. Craig had that first half goal in inverted commas stood.
A wonderful piece of execution. You know, the ball was right in that top corner, and like, he does it too often for it to be lucky.
It's quality, it was quality.
Harry Milne close to the corner flag, left hand side, just taking the ball for a walk, still hasn't gone out. The ball ends up going behind, and it's going to be a corner kick, and we're nearly a minute and a half into stoppage time. And Hearts are getting themselves off to the best possible start to the league season. The last campaign wasn't good enough, and every indication that this season is going to be a whole lot different. Hearts fans beginning to head away around us, very satisfied with the outcome tonight. And in truth, there could have been more than the 2 goals they have scored.
Consider a fairly comfortable victory for Hearts, Willie.
No, without doubt, yeah. And you know, it's laying down a marker as well, isn't it? If anybody's surprised that they're going to get a tough game at Tynecastle this season, then they should not be surprised, that's for sure. You know, you could get the feeling, you know, before the game, with the momentum and Derek being here and the fans. And
I mean, the game against Sunderland, the Premier League side.
Yeah.
You know, you get, was it 3-0, wasn't it?
Yeah. 3-3.
I mean, that is a brilliant game to come off the back of, to come into the start of the league season.
Shane Morris winning a free kick on the far side. I think it was the 5th foul one on
I was going to say he should have had 4 free kicks.
That finally had Nick Walsh blowing his whistle. It was an amazing run by Morris before he was finally halted. Clarkson fires in the free kick. Good defending from Hearts, and it looks like there will be no crumb of comfort tonight for Aberdeen. We've added 3 minutes already. Back the ball goes from Jensen to Mitov. Aberdeen with work to be done in terms of the performance on the pitch and also the makeup of the squad, you would have to think. Ashish curls a ball, hopefully towards the right side of the box. Nicky Devlin gave it his best shot to try and get on the end of it, but it was just a fairly aimless looking ball from Ashish, and it maybe sums up his night, Willie.
Yeah, I don't think it's been too impressive, and Nicky Devlin he's penalised there. I think
there's not an awful lot in it.
There's not, is there? I mean, Dana Clark comes out, he could have made a better job of it by just making sure that he got to the ball before Devlin, but at the same time you're always going to protect. I think referees are always going to protect the goalkeeper in these kind of situations.
Are you excited, Craig, about what this season could bring?
Yeah, I was probably the most excited when Derek got the job, you know, because it's exactly what this club needs at this minute in time. And you know, with the investment, of course, from is it St James or
Tony Bloom?
Tony Bloom, yeah. I think that's just an added bonus for the club, you know, and Derek has got a proven track record of getting the maximum out of his players in the Scottish Premier League. He knows the league better than anybody, and I was delighted when he got the job.
Going through the final stages in terms of the action, Aberdeen realising that the comeback is not going to happen, and Hearts are off to the perfect starts in the Premiership on the back of 4 League Cup wins. They've added 3 Premiership points to get the league season underway, and but for a little flurry early second half from Aberdeen, there really wasn't too much doubt about it tonight. They could have had much more than a 1-0 advantage at half-time, with Harry Milne smacking the crossbar and Lawrence Shankland having a spectacular goal ruled out. But the second goal, after Graham Shinnie had put through his own goal in the first half to make the difference, the second goal coming from Stuart Findlay. Free kick from Harry Milne into the box, popped up for Findlay to head in from an angle, and there was really never any doubt from that point onwards that Hearts were going to claim all 3 points tonight. A really commanding show from them, great response from the fans to what they are seeing from their team. And it's Aberdeen who have got the question marks hanging over them after this first night of league action. for both these teams. Very comfortable in the end for Derek McInnes and his team. Hearts 2, Aberdeen 0.
The Scottish Premier